friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 31. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our two cats, Dixie and Daisy. I love to crochet and I'm learning how to knit. You can find me on the internet, on Instagram and Ravelry. I am LoriLulu327. There's an email for this podcast. It is lorilulu327@gmail.com. There's also a Ravelry group for this podcast. It is Lori Lulu Crochet, but I have a link in the description box down below. I'll put links to all the patterns that I talk about and to all of the yarns and stuff that I talk about as well. Shall we just jump right in? Welcome to any new viewers. Hello. And returning viewers, hello again. I still have a cough, so I've got a cough drop right now. I'm trying everything. If you know of any other remedies that will help, it's allergies is really what it is. I just have this constant tickle in the back of my throat. And it really only bothers me when I try to talk, which is great for a podcast and great for answering the phones at work. Anyway, speaking of work, tax season it's going. But today I got to leave early, so I should let you know, it's Saturday, February 15th. I usually have to work till about 3:30 on Saturdays. I got to leave at 2 o'clock today. I was very excited. But yeah, with all the snow and the cold, it's like I don't want to drive all that way to work and to be yelled at by people getting their taxes done, because people aren't happy when they get their taxes done. Well, some people are if they get a lot back. Anyway, we've had a couple snowstorms the last couple weeks. The one time I was driving to work, I didn't have any podcasts loaded. I have a long trek to work, for those of you who don't know. And so I was like, well, I'll just listen to music. And so I put in Lauren Daigle, and I was like, you know, I'll just listen to that, have that going kind of in the background so I can concentrate on driving in this snowstorm. And then, like, the words hit me. And, like, I started sobbing. I mean, like, ugly cry, you know, where your face really scrunches up. And, like, the deep sobs that you get sometimes, like, it just hit me. And I was like, Lori, you gotta stop. Pull it together. And I started doing that thing that we all do, like, stop, 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 stop. That didn't work. But I will put a link to her video down below because it is so good. That song is just so good. It's called Everything. And then, like, that Sunday in church we sang, I forget, it's an old hymn, but in the middle of the hymn it's like, you know, you give me everything. It's like, oh, okay, God. I get what you're saying. So anyway, shall we get on with this podcast? So my word for the year is victory. And so I want you guys to share with me any victories that you have. I did have somebody write in on the podcast group on Ravelry, and she said I could share it. This is Jackie. She sent this on January 30th, so it's been a while since I podcast and been able to share this with you guys. And she said I could share it with you. So she said, it's not a fiber art victory, but I've struggled under the weight of depression due to some overwhelming life circumstances in the last few years. I had gotten to the point on my birthday on the 6th where I came home from work early, went to bed, and wasn't sure if I'd have the strength to get up again. One of my cats jumped up, and I watched him come up and nuzzle my face. I closed my eyes, and he smacked me right across the face. It was like God telling me to snap out of it. Since that day, the fog has been lifting, and I have actually felt good all week. Such a blessing. Weeping may endure for the night, but joy truly comes in the morning. And I agree. I always feel like there's sometimes when God's really trying to talk to me. I don't know how many of you have watched NCIS, but the main character, Gibbs, when he's talking to somebody, he'll smack them upside the head. It's called a Gibbs slap. So I feel like there have been a couple times when God has Gibbs slapped me upside the head. Like, Lori, get to, figure this out. You need to figure this out. You need to know this. Okay, God, I will. Anyway, I don't think I have any victories this week. They may have been so small that I didn't really remember them. But anyway, shall we get on with yarny goodness? I think so. I have no finished objects. That's because I finished the 2 that I was working on and then started 5 new projects. And so they all have a little bit of work done on them. So I'll just kind of go down the line and show you. Alright. The first one is living in my Disney cruise bag. This is the Ebbing Tides shawl. It's by Samantha Hovar, who is Sam Squeak. If you haven't watched her podcast, you really need to. The yarn that I'm using is Yarn Bee Rainbow Rhapsody. That's from Hobby Lobby. And so it's basically a cake that gradiates from like one color to another. So mine in the middle was gray, and then it gradiated into teal. And the colorway is Teal of Fortune. But what I did was I took the cakes apart, and so I have this giant ball now. So in the middle of this ball is the teal, and so I will get there soon. I just kind of wanted it to, so I had 2 cakes, and I wanted it because I want to make sure it was a nice big shawl. And did I tell you it's Ebbing Tides shawl? I think I did. One other thing I wanted to say, I can't really talk much about the pattern because it's a paid for pattern. But the yarn that I'm using is a fingering weight yarn. She calls for a sport weight, I think. So mine's going to be different than everybody else's. And I'm using a different size hook than what is required. I'm using a 3.75 millimeter hook. So, and on my my last podcast, I talked about how I have been doing it all wrong. And so I fixed it, and so it's grown a lot since the last podcast. So here we are. Ta-da! So after I fixed everything, and I showed it to you again, this is where I was. I have this nice little lighthouse that I got when I was in the Bahamas. I figured Ebbing Tides, you know, it has to do with the sea, so you need a lighthouse, right? Here's my lovely cables now. Yeah. And then look how it's changing, it's gradiating into a darker gray. I'm excited. Yeah, I spent about 45 minutes balling up what I had. All that yarn of those 2 cakes. I didn't put all of it together. Like I took out a bunch of the gray from one of the cakes. So, cause like I want it to be more green. But anyway, we'll see how it all turns out. So that is work in progress number 1. The next one is my rainbow socks. you have not seen these. Because I cast them on, like, after I recorded the last podcast. So this is part of my Make 9. I'm learning how to knit. So I want to try different patterns that are really basic. So that way I can get into the rhythm of it. And then of course, I want to make socks. And with that, I want to try different heel patterns and all that. But so far I've been doing toe up, magic loop, 2 at a time socks. So these socks the pattern is Basic Toe Up Socks by Wendy Prager-Geckner. I'll link down below. That's my friend from my old stitch group, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. I don't know if she watches or not. Excuse me. So, but my socks are living in my Wonder Woman bag. Isn't she awesome? I got this from Allegheny Fiber Arts when I was at the Michigan Fiber Festival. And the yarns that I'm using for the heels, toes, and maybe the cuffs. It was a mini, I don't even know what company it was. It was a mini that was for sale at my local yarn shop. Llama Llama Ding Dong. Anyway, but it's a sparkly white mini. And then the other color that I'm using is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the colorway Rum Paradise. So it was this gorgeous self-striping yarn in these bright rainbow colors. Now, if you are a girl in the 90s, if you were like junior high, grade school, possibly even high school, you have heard of Lisa Frank. If you were at that age group in the 90s. She's still even popular now. And she did all these folders and notebooks. And they just had rainbow animals all over them. They're really bright. I don't remember if I ever had one, because they were kind of expensive for a folder or a notebook. Yeah, I don't remember if I ever had one, but I loved them. I wanted one. Anyway, but this colorway is giving me all the Lisa Frank vibes. I'm so sorry. I posted this on Instagram that this is giving me Lisa Frank vibes. So, especially with the sparkly toe. It's really Lisa Frank. So I should rename these my Lisa Frank socks. So yeah, I cast these on. I'm doing, as I said, Wendy's pattern. But I did a different toe, I think. I don't know. But I was following Braid and Tinker. She has a tutorial for how to do magic loop toe up 2 at a time socks. And how to cast it on. But I'm not sure exactly what I did, because I don't know if you can even see that. What's going on with those toes. But it's my toes. Who's gonna know? They'll be inside my shoes. So yeah, I am just loving these colors. Oh my goodness. We'll just sit here and look at them for a few seconds. How about that? It's just so pretty. Yeah, and of course, self-striping yarn. Like, you're just like, okay, I'm ready to go to my next. Go to the next color. Go to the next color. Anyway, I am using Chow Goo needles. 2.25 millimeter. Just in case you wanted to know. My next work in progress Work in progress? What in the world? Making progress. I don't know. I've been watching too many other podcasters. That's what it is. Because nobody else calls it making progress. Anyway, this one is again part of my Make 9. Yeah, so it's not socks because I only have one pair of sock needles, which I need to remedy that. I need to get more. Anyway, so I'm doing the Sock Head Cowl by Kelly McClure. Yeah, it is pretty much just straight knit cowl with fingering weight yarn. It's called a sock head cowl because you use sock yarn. And the yarn that I'm using is from 100 Ravens in their colorway Starry Night, which has all these gorgeous purples and blue and yellow. And of course, it's living in my Starry Night bag. Of course, it has to. Story on this. Last time you saw it, I was like only 6 rows in, so here we are. I'm getting pretty far along. 2 inches in. So the pattern says you're supposed to do 4 inches of 2x2 ribbing, which I thought my 2x2 ribbing looks pretty good, especially after the first few rows where I was really messing it up. Finally got in the groove. But I decided I don't want to do 4 inches of ribbing, 2x2 ribbing. So I got to 2 inches, and now I've decided I'm just gonna knit. I'm just gonna start doing, is it stockinette, where it's just round and round and round, knit, 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 knit. I don't know. I need to learn my knitting terms more. And my stitches more. Anyway, so I started working on that. I'm not even a full round in. Like, I'm about 26 stitches from the first round of stockinette. Yeah, so I was working on that today at work, and then the last client came in, and my boss was like, have a good weekend. I was like, alright, I'm out of here. I was like, I don't even want to wait to finish these 26 stitches or so. Anyway, I did notice that I have a nice hole right there, but my ends are right there, so I'll just sew it on up. So I think after I finish recording this, I'm going to take a nap, and then I'm going to get up and watch movies and knit on this. Either this or my socks. I may have to do both. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. Need some water. Okay. Trying to drink more water. I am. That's one of the things they say about this whole cough thing is you should be drinking more water. You should avoid carbonated drinks, caffeine, coffee, and chocolate. Are you kidding me? No! You're not taking away my fun stuff. Anyway. Alright. Making progress. Number 4 is also a design in progress. It's living in this cute little llama bag. It is my Clifton cowl. I've already done it once before, and I'm making it again just to make sure I know what I'm doing before I send it off to testers. Last year I felt like I rushed through all my patterns and sent them off to testers, and so this year I kind of want to take my time with that. The yarn that I'm using is Yarn Bee Katarina in the colorway Thistle, which it's It's blue and purple, just like you would think. And here it is. Ta-da! Coughing fits. I hate them. Okay. Here's my Clifton cowl. Love all the texture. Love the purple. I kind of like how it's ending up where the ridges are purple and then this texture part is the light blue. It's kind of interesting how that's working out. We'll see if that continues. I actually went and bought, so I have 2 skeins of this Katarina. Excuse me. And I'm almost through the first, and I'm not close to halfway. So I went and bought 2 more skeins, so I know I have enough. Anyway, the design, the name Clifton is in honor of my mother, and in honor of Lucy Maud Montgomery. That's where she was born. Lucy Maud Montgomery is the author of Anne of Green Gables, which I have been listening to and from work because I haven't had a lot of podcasts to listen to. So I've been listening to the audiobook and laughing as I'm driving down the highway because Anne is so funny. Alright, last making progress. And this will probably be the last time you see this one for a while because it is taking a lot, it requires a lot of concentration. At least right now it does. I think I may be through that part. I don't know. It requires lots of counting. And with tax season, I just, no. Can't do this for right now. Anyway, you don't want to see that part. My notions pouch. It is living in my shawl bag, but it's a sweater. I have a cute llama, blue llama, and yes, I am a yarn enthusiast. You can see that. This is the Blurred Lines sweater by Deanne Ramsey of Addie Day Designs and the Addie Day podcast. I am using Loops and Thread Wool-like, so it's a Michael's yarn, held double because it's a fingering weight sweater, but the Wool-like is just a little bit smaller than the fingering weight. So anyway, the colors I'm doing, they're so creative with their colorway names. Doing navy, purple, and red. Anyway, so today I finished the neck shaping because in the back the collar comes up a little higher, so that way you know it's the back. So you have to do a bunch of short rows, and me trying to figure that out and answer phone calls and cough and all this stuff. I was just like, this is not working. But I finally managed to get through the short rows, and I did. So now I think I'm in the spiral part. I have to start increasing next. I'm like, that can wait. That can wait. Anyway, so here's all my ends from all my short rows. Yeah, so it's really just the collar, and then here's the short rows in the back. We're getting there, we're getting there. But this is going to be in timeout for a while. Put my cute little seahorse on there. From the Bahamas as well. Yeah. Like, this is one I've been wanting to do. This is a pattern I've been wanting to do for a long time. But I'm scared of it, you know? And so, like, Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet, she is hosting 2 make-alongs that this sweater will be perfect for. And it's going all year long, so I don't have to worry about getting this done in a week or whatever. But the one is the Mission Impossible Mal. So it's like the ones that, like, you know it's going to stretch you with your stitching and all that. And then she's also doing Year of the Classics, which once this is done, this would be a classic that I can wear like all the time. I'm hoping. I don't know, because I'm kind of not a big fan of red, so I may just switch that back out. I don't know. I have plenty of time to get to that point. I may take it back, go get gray, and then I know I'll wear it all the time. Actually, I think I might do that. I'll think about it. What do you think? Because I don't really wear red that often. That's not my color. I don't know. Anyway, those are my makes in progress. I'm sure you will see some of those again soon. Sweater, probably not. We'll see. I do have something I need to get done soon. My lovely cousin, Tiffany, is having a birthday. And so I want to make something for her. So I'm not showing it to you guys because I'm pretty sure she watches this podcast. So, hi Tiffany. But yeah, I'll show it to you when it's done. After I know she has it. So that's on the agenda for this week, is to work on that. And then we'll go from there. Take it 1 week at a time, really, is what you have to do. So yeah. Yep, that's all I have for today. I hope you have a great 2 weeks. Or whenever I see you again. Because, you know, life happens. Hopefully, next time, I will not have a cough. I'm praying. Alright. I'm going to go take a nap now because I'm exhausted. So, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much. I appreciate your comments, likes, all that. So, have a great day. God bless.